Hey everyone, I know it's been quite a while since we've done a video. I've been so busy making spreadsheets to make making videos quicker. Um, so I did notice today, while kind of reviewing the data, I did expedite the process quite a bit. So today we're doing AQ Runes of Ahn'Qiraj, runs 6 through 10. It's pretty much just the boss runs or any other drops I got. As you'll see in the video, we did get a couple of extraneous drops that I wasn't aware of. Really feel like when running, especially the old vanilla raids, it's so important to kill all the trash. I know it's really annoying, but I've gotten quite a few drops. That's the antenna of invigoration. It's a wand. Just another random drop. I do get a BOE purple in here later on, which is pretty great. I've also kind of changed the way I've documented what I get because I stopped documenting all the Courage pieces just because you get one per boss, and it's really nauseating adding those in every time. So Kurinax gives us the Belt of the Sand Reaver, and out of these 5 runs, I got that 3 times. He was pretty generous with that. Next boss is General Rajax, Southwind's Grasp. It's a leather belt. You'll notice that we'll get quite a lot of belts and their repeats. We're also flying through this run as well, trying to get more content out to people. Once we hit 20 runs, we will review the data and see, how many times it took. This is me sliding ahead to Buru. I was trying to get a lot of the trash around the outer rim of this place, just trying to hope to get some drops, but I didn't get much. I got the plate slime kickers or boots for plate wearers, and then a couple other pieces that you just end up vendoring. Keep killing the fetish hunters over here, hoping to get that pet, but I did not. Kind of made my way through the trash over here. I'm trying to think if this is the room where I got something. Yeah, I did get that green there. It's a sword. Dark Espadon of the Aurora. My apologies. So you do get a lot of random greens. You just have to be consistent with it and keep killing all the trash no matter how annoying it becomes. Because that one time you don't, it may be the item you're really seeking. The loot tables for these raids as well. I had a really hard time finding things. Polish, obsidian, pauldrons, or plate shoulders. Those are BOE as well. Um, so don't miss opportunities for loot in here no matter what. I know it gets a little stagnant, but this isn't a very long raid. I mean, I'm able to fly through it pretty much, and I started skipping the last boss, Moam, just the path that I go. Amos dropped the Helmet of Regrowth. It's a leather helmet. But I do get the Fetish Hunter on the other side over there. Amos, sorry, my apologies. He dropped the Stinger of Amos. It's a one-handed mace. I was skipping ahead. My apologies. At Osirian, Gauntlets of New Life, and which are leather gloves, and the Mantle of Horasath, which is mantles are shoulders, I believe. And it's plate shoulders. So the last boss for me is always Moam. He dropped the thick Silithid chest guard, which is a leather chest, and obsidian scaled leggings, which are leg for male wearers. So that did help us out in our percentage. We do end up knocking out Moam as well. I'll do a better job too once I start doing these live of really explaining what we get. When we do like the large explanation videos, however, I won't do much during, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just splice together what's been done. I think the audio is a lot better. We're now in run 7. Kurinax drops a Belt of Inquisition. It's for cloth. And as you notice, I've made my video on the top a lot smaller. Lets you see more of the Azurite UI. Now, I'm going to move that spot again if I start grouping up in parties, just because that's where all the party icons go. And I like to see the care that Azurite UI took in placing things and pulling images and whatnot. We're at General Rajax, Southwind's Grasp, leather belt again. He dropped that 4 out of 5 times. So if I had a leather wear, I could have gotten it. Kind of sad. Again, Buru drops the Slime Kickers plate boots, so a repeat of run 6. Get those flesh hunters. I kept calling them fetish hunters. My apologies. think this is where I get a pretty solid piece. I got the Eternal Spaulders of the Quick Blade, which are cloth shoulders. So again, another BOE item. The more the better. My luck's been improving, I think, with those, especially after getting T-Boos in my Molten Core run. That was pretty nuts. And I got the Eye of the Flame. It's a cloth headpiece. It's pretty sweet looking, actually. It sells for about 35k. Good little pickup, if I do say so myself. Coming up on AMS here. Skipped ahead a little bit. It's a Helm of Regrowth, so it's a leather helmet. We'll loot that here. I don't think I got much from these guys. Also, just for decent gold, if you get the old talent books, they do vendor for 10 gold, so it's not too bad. I mean, it definitely adds to the coffers, if you will. We're at Osirian. He drops the Shackles of the Unscarred, which are cloth bracers, and the Sand Polished Hammer. I got 4 of those to drop in 5 runs. My last run, I got 2 of them, so just kind of percentage wise, the Sand Polished Hammer has dropped 40% of the time in total. I did add percentages and drop rates to all my runs, so now as I'm running things, kind of get a sense of what's really dropping. Moam dropped the Dustwind Turban. It's a cloth helmet. Cloak of the Savior, and blacksmithing plans called Black Grasp of the Destroyer. My apologies. Kind of excited to make that. We're on run 8 here. I told you we'd be flying through things. 15 minutes for 5 runs is pretty solid. Just like the first run, Kira Nax drops a Belt of the Sand Reaver for plate wearers. We'll get to that in a minute. I turned in a couple quests out here, which help with my percentage. I'm sitting at 60% now. This quest on the outside, they do give you appearances, and so that helped a lot. So 3/5 of the way done with ruins. Be nice. Can't wait till I start knocking some of these out, where I don't have to come back on certain tunes. Although I could farm, but I want to get through some things if I can. And we get Belt of the Sand Reaver. Got it in run 6, got it in run 8, and we get it in run 10, just a preview. It's great. Trying to find patterns, trying to see if there's things that, stick out. So we'll run and pull General Rajax. Wasn't too sure how to run this, if I should just always run to him or what I should do. I think I ended up just pulling more trash this time. So we get Bracers of the Karaji Command, which I think, let's see, that's the second time they've dropped overall. They're cloth bracers. And then I did get a Fury piece as well. I think it's just a trinket, that's why I didn't include it. We're here at Bruru, and we get Buru's Skull Fragment, which is a shield. Don't know how many times that's dropped for my tunes that don't use shields, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to head over to AMS right now. He drops the Stinger of AMS again. It's the one-handed mace that he dropped in the 6th run. And again, I'm not listening to my own advice, and I'm not killing all the ads, although I should be. I really felt just crunched for time. Like I needed to get so much more done. I'm getting a better handle on it just because I'm streamlining things. We get the Helm of Domination for plate wearers, and the Bracers of Brutality also for plate wearers. So a decent plate boss if you needed it. Moam drops a Ring of Fury and the thick Silithid chest guard, which is for leather wearers. So we're going to start run 9 here in a second. I'm getting close. We're at 64.86%. Pretty excited about that. We're in run 9. We get the Vestments of Shifting Sands. It's a cloth chest. It's from the first boss up here. Trying to skip some of the trash, but I think when I go back into it, I'm going to start killing these guys more frequently, but we'll see. So Kirinax, like I said, drops the vestments of the shifting sands. They're for cloth. They're a chest robe piece. Again, our friend up here, General Rajax, is going to drop another Southwind's Grasp. It's a leather belt. And he also drops Treads of the Wandering Nomad. So Southwind's Grasp has dropped 50% of the time in total. So out of 10 runs, it's dropped 5 times. I think it might help to have 2 accounts just because I could toss a different armor class and all these would just unlock. Go ahead, I'll loot these guys here. And we make our way to Buru. We get the scaled bracers of the Gorger. They're leather bracers. So decent amount of leather offerings in all honesty. So making our way to Aamis, we get the Bow of Tout Sinew, which we've already gotten. Just kind of reviewing my notes here. And then we'll take off to Assyrian, which we get the Bracers of Brutality again, and a Sand Polished Hammer. The bracers are for plate wearers, and the sand polished hammer is a mace. I think he's going to be the guy that's going to take me the longest to get full items from. We're at 64.86%, and we're going to make our way down to Moam here. Now we just need one thing for Moam. We need the Talon of Furious Concentration. It's an offhand item, and thankfully we're able to get it. So if I'm going to Hearth or go somewhere different, I can just kill Assyrian and then Hearth out from there. Pretty excited I got that. 4 out of 4 items from Moam are done. And we have 4 of 6 for Assyrian. That's just such an awful set. I think I equipped it just to show how bad it truly is. Alright, so we'll move ahead to the 10th run. Now I won't be revisiting this boss again because there's no need to, and it's so out of the way. I mean, some of these other bosses, if you're going to make your way through them, then you might as well kill them, but for a guy like this, it's kind of really out of the way. 10th run, Belt of the Sand Reaver for plate wearers drops again. We are sitting at 67.56%, so we are officially 2/3 of the way done with the raid. There's that Belt of the Sand Reaver. And let's see. General Ajax again drops Southwind's Grasp. It's a leather belt. So we're done with that one, thankfully. We're going to move on to Buru. We get the Fetus of Chitinous Spikes, which is a trinket or a ring, one or the other. Kill him quickly. Yeah, it looks like a trinket. Next up, Aamis gives us the Scaled Silithid Gauntlets. They are male gloves. Happy about those. Don't think I'd gotten those before, actually. Yeah, it was the first time getting those. It helped. This was, I think, the only thing I needed from him, actually. Yeah, now I have 4/4. So that was the one thing I needed from him. Sitting at 70.27%. We're going to go to Assyrian and then take off from here. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed the new format. We get 2 sand polished hammers here, and we end at 70.27%. Once again, thanks for watching and happy collecting. Take care, guys.